Hello. Um, to my 8 subscribers so far, I'm doing another video. It has been a while. I think last video I posted was about 2 months ago. So back in January. Yep, like right before exam season, I was doing that. So, I just thought just to satisfy the fans, I'm gonna do another one. This one is kind of more of like, because again, more just random thoughts I had and we're gonna be playing mines in the background. And yeah, I know how to play mines. I'm actually decent enough at it where I can actually like think of it at a decent enough pace. Surprisingly, it's a fun game. You should try it if you ever have the thought. It's actually pretty easy to learn. But other than that, well, things we could start off with for just let's just go straight in there. So for one, let's say, okay, here's one I have one. It says, why do people go to zoos? Now, I didn't. The only reason I had this thought was because like how ridiculous the thought is. I mean, you're just paying money to see animals, and of course you can apply that logic anywhere else. But it's kind of weird when you like say it out loud like that. I mean, you don't really often go to the zoo, and so just like thinking about the concept of a zoo, it's kind of terrible. Really, I mean, I don't want to say you're enslaving animals, but you're taking animals, you're bringing them to an enclosed space away from the natural environment, and they're just being used for entertainment. That alone sounds bad, but that's not my problem. My problem is, what do you do? Like, what do you gain from going there? Like, I don't want to say nothing, but it's just like, I don't want to say it's a waste of money, but it's just kind of ridiculous. Now, that's just a quick little one I just had. But one thing more importantly I did have was gifts for babies. Now, I never understood this, but when you have like a little baby, they don't have a conscious. They're not conscious yet. And like how like when you're a kid, it's called infantile amnesia actually. That's what it's called, where you don't remember anything when you were a child, like a young baby. So, that's what infantile amnesia is. Now, why do we give babies gifts? Like sure, clothing, the basic necessity, the basic needs, yeah. I get that. But they don't have any wants. They don't have any wants whatsoever. How are they supposed to know what they like? So why would you take them on trips to like Disneyland? They're not even gonna remember a trip to Disneyland. Why are you buying them gifts like little toys? How do you know the kid wants that? Until my kids, honestly, I don't want to like it. It sounds heartless, but I feel like until a kid starts speaking, like how would you know? Oh, actually, really quickly, do you know where the mine would be here? Because I was actually like, I was stuck on it for a while, and like, it's just gonna be stuck. Because like, it's actually a 50-50 chance here if you look at it properly. Because because the one and the two helps you figure out where the bottom two are, but the rest is just a 50-50 from there. And I didn't know where it was. It just annoyed me. That was just bugging me for this whole video. Like I got those two. Like those two made sense, but it's just that one. That one just didn't make sense to me, and I didn't know where it could be. Left or right, whichever one you guys think. But besides that, but yeah, like why would you actually do that? Why would give a kid a gift that they won't even remember and probably be thrown out in the next year or so? That doesn't make too much sense to me. Now, another thing is that, well, morely like a more kind of like a funny thing, but what do you think is the luckiest thing that people have discovered? Apparently, it's penicillin because it was out of pure mold and microwaves too. Those are the only two I remember hearing of. But I mean, if you have any thoughts on that, I'd actually be pretty here. I'd really love to hear that. And okay, that one I wrote down one here. It said, "How did the Tower of Babel work?" But I honestly forgot why I even wrote that down. If I remember, I'm gonna come back to it. But other than that, I actually completely forgot about that. But here's one I did have. I was having a discussion with some of my friends, like after school, and we were talking about this. Well, no, I just brought it up, and they said it was stupid, but I really think it's a good thing to think about. How fast do your eyeballs move? Like, if you were to look left and right, like right now, really quickly, you'd think it'd be pretty fast. And of course, yeah, it's not the speed of light. I know that. I know that. But how fast are they? Like, what's the fastest thing you could track? because of course, like, it's gonna be in little snippets. Like, of course, it's not gonna be able to track, especially even if it's dark outside, because the lack of light. You're not gonna be able to do that. I've had to deal with that firsthand. I actually got me and my friends were playing outside. We were playing basketball, and worst came to shove, and I couldn't even see the basketball anymore outside. It was that bad. And also the tennis too. That happened as well. One of my friends' birthday party. But that's besides the point. Like, let's get a scale down. I don't think you can see past a. I don't want to say an eagle. Like, if we're talking about pure speed, like, I don't care how, like, smooth it is. I just want to see, like, purely tracking it. Like, I mean, like, even if it's, like, snippets of tracking, even tracking it. Like, you could see lightning, of course. Everyone's seen lightning at least a few times, but you can't track lightning. I don't want to say you can track a birdie, because that's actually one of the faster things in the earth. Like, surprisingly, a birdie's... That's another thing, too. Did you know that a birdie is one of the fastest things that is in... Not the world. Like, that... Not in the world. But, like, just, like, out of everything, like, on earth, it's one of the fastest things. Just one of the most. But that's besides the point. I think it has to be slower than a birdie, but faster than an eagle. I think it can be faster than an eagle. Because, I mean, if a camera can do it, I think we can do it too, right? You know? Like, if we're talking about pure speed, it's of course a short range, because you also have to get off the size, which is what my friend told me too, like, hey, you have to think about how big the object is, which makes sense too. I'm talking like, let's say like a smaller size object, the size of an eagle, let's say the size of an eagle. So this one would be, if we had the size of an eagle, how easy would it be to track an eagle? Because I've seen cameras, like, those nature documentaries, they're tracking it pretty well. They're doing pretty good with their tracking. And if they can do it, I think we can do it too, personally. That's just me. But, I don't know. Honestly, I think you could track anything. You probably could track something faster than an eagle. But, I don't know. I think maybe... I don't know. It's just hard to, like, think about. That one was just nagging at me for just a while. And just a nice, quick, little easy one is... Oh, where was it? Actually, no. I feel like I might do a repeat here. I don't know. There was a weird one here. Why is it called a cherry bomb? Now, again, I have some things I've listed here, but I just really don't, like, remember listing it. Like, there's another one here that I remember listing, but I just completely, like, forgot why I wrote that. What was it? Oh my gosh. No, not that one. That was, like, on my last one. There's just so much stuff here that I actually completely forgot. Oof, yikes. But, oh man. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I have. Alright. Guys, have a nice day, depending on the time you're watching this, or good sleep, good afternoon. I also have struggled to do that too. That's besides the point. Yeah.